This is the production documentary for Group 5 on the topic motorcycle accidents in Abak. In the bustling towns of Abak and Obiokpa, motorcycles are lifelines. They connect families, fuel commerce, and drive the heartbeat of local mobility. But beneath the convenience lies an often overlooked crisis. Every ride is a gamble, and in recent years, far too many have lost that bet. With few options for public transport, motorcycles have become indispensable, but that reliance comes at a cost: accidents, injuries, and death. Speeding, poor infrastructure, lack of training, a lethal trial. We spoke with those on the front lines of this crisis.
Hello viewers, my name is Effiong Gabriel Akpan and I'm the director and the group leader of a documentary production on bike accidents in Obiokpa and Abak, and here are my team members that will be doing this documentary with. We'll be taking you on a journey on the issues of bike accidents in Obiokpa and Abak as a whole, to get the reactions from bike passengers, bike men and personalities and even scholars to know the reasons behind these bike accidents and what can be done to curb these bike accidents in Obiokpa. Thank you.
Hello viewers, I'm Felix Etim, a student of Mass Communication Department. So I'm here at the small gates of Akwa Ibom State University to interview the bike men on the issue of bike accidents in Obiokpa. So I'm here with one of the bike men in Abak. So sir, please, what's your name?
My name is Urom Ubong Noah.
Okay, Mr. Ubong, please, how long have you been doing this bike?
I think for some years, to be, let's say, up to 5 years and above.
So from your years of experience, what will you say is the major causes and common factor of the bike accidents in Obiokpa?
There are a lot of factors that causes accidents in this community. Number one, I think careless driving is among of those factors. Careless driving, you could see a bike man just driving when he knows another bike is coming and he wants to overtake before time. And some other factors like maybe you're using a bike that is faulty, your brake is not effective, your other parts of your bike, your tire and other things like that are not effective, and you still use those bikes to be riding on the road. Some of those things could cause accidents.
So what will be your advice to other bikemen out there on safety precautions to take before entering the road?
I think the number one precaution they should take, they should be careful, one, not to be intoxicated with any kind of alcohol. And when they are driving, they should not rush. As in, you're rushing to go and carry passenger before another person comes to that place. So you should be careful with all those things. And when you're trying to overtake, you make sure that the person coming ahead of you, there's enough space for you to overtake and give way for the person coming ahead of you.
So thank you, Mr. Obong, for your time.
My name is Sema Idiong. I'll be interviewing another bike man on the causes of road accidents in Obiokwa. Sir, please, what's your name?
FMBO.
Okay, sir. Sir, please, I want to ask you, what are the major causes of road accidents in Obiokwa and in Abak, despite these locations having good road networks?
Okay, I believe many people, many other bikemen, they will have their own perspective or their own reasons. But to me, I think one of the major causes of accidents here in this community is mostly the students maybe trying to confuse the bikeman. Maybe, for example, a particular student will be going to this place and all of a sudden you see somebody tapping the bikeman, please, I want to stop here. And a bikeman that is not cautioned enough or is not careful in driving will just stop immediately, and all of a sudden another bike that is following behind will hit the bike and there will be accident. And secondly, careless driving, rushing to go and pick passenger, I think is also one of the causes of bike accidents in this community and in our back also. So my own advice to bikemen and also to passengers is that don't rush either the bikeman or your passenger. Don't rush to go and carry passenger. Don't rush the bikeman to anywhere you are going. Just be cautious. Take your driving very slowly. and then you'll be safe.
Okay, the bike man I interviewed just said we should not rush when taking passengers, and the passenger should not rush while taking a bike man. Okay, sir. Sir, please, I want to also ask you this other question. Sir, what do you think are the roles of bike men and the people boarding this bike so that they can avoid these road accidents?
Like I said, they shouldn't rush the bike man. They should be setting, okay, this is where I want to stop. And if you are to stop at some other place, inform the bike man early. And the bike man also have to know that he's a bike man before crossing the road or before trying to turn the passenger. Look at your back if there is another bike coming. And also other persons that are walking on the road, they should not be walking more than, sometimes you see people will be walking more than 5, more than 3 on one small road, that if a bike is coming, a bike will not be able to pass. So some of those things causes accident also, so they should be careful even when walking on the road.
All right, sir. So you said they should be careful while walking on the road. Yes, I want to also ask you, is it necessary that all these bike men should be servicing their bikes regularly?
Of course. Of course, it's very necessary. You have to have brake on your bike. Don't bring a bike that is faulty into the road. That will cause an accident, especially brake. Every bike needs brake and on. Every bike needs brake and on. Those are the two major things that I think a bike needs. You have to have a on so that you will blow when necessary, and a brake so that you will hold when necessary.
Thank you very much, sir. As you can see, and I've heard from him, he said that every bikeman should have brakes on their bikes and service their bike regularly. And also to the passengers, please be very careful when taking bike. And also don't rush your bike man whenever you are taking the bike. It will also help prevent some road accidents. Thank you. I still remain Semi Idiong. Thank you very much, boss.
Good afternoon. I am Favor Oko, a student of Mass Communication Department at Akwa Ibom State University, and I'm here with a scholar, a lecturer in the Department of Mass Communication, Dr. Anikan. So we have had many occurrences of bike accidents in Obiokpa, specifically the students. What do you have to say about it? Any experiences, insights, please?
The issue of accidents involving motorcycles around Obiokpa is not a new thing, and it's not peculiar to Obiokpa. Because if we were to have tricycles flying this area, we will have accidents involving tricycles. Even if we were to have aircraft flying this area, or maybe we have taxis or cars flying this area, you'll have accidents. Why is that? That is possible. That is because of human activities, and it is always common. Because of carelessness, because of oversight, there will be clashes. Obiokpa has had a preponderance of accidents right from when the university started in 2010. A lot of students, a lot of visitors to the community, a lot of lecturers, a lot of friends and associates of the university community have had the unfortunate situation of being involved in accidents. It is not something that is palatable, but it is real and present. It is something that we can see, it is something we can feel, it is something that has touched nearly everyone associated with Obiokpa.
So what you're saying is, it is not peculiar to Obiokpa. It's a thing of accidents are normal.
Accidents are human, are things that occur as far as human beings are involved. It's not peculiar to Obiokpa. If you go down to University of Ikpa Road, down Wangba, there will always be accidents. Maybe the case of Obiokpa is more pronounced because you know how reckless bike men can be, and then so some variables like that can affect and influence the occurrences of accidents.
What advice can you give to the inhabitants of Obiokpa to ensure their safety?
Simple. They need to be careful. If we are more careful with what we do, we will have less accidents. Both the commuters and the drivers, the students, everybody needs to be careful. Pay more attention. You don't drink. You don't drink to drive. You check the road, both sides before crossing. The owners of vehicles should check their vehicles whether they're in shape, because sometimes you could want to just match your brake and then you discover that you've had a brake failure. Maybe over time, if you service your vehicles more, you will not have that brake failure, more concentration. Sometimes people tend to stay on bike and they're having discussions. Those things can distract. So we avoid some of the distractions that can lead to accidents. Accident is a human activity, it's not caused by spirit. So if we take more responsibility for our actions, we will reduce more accidents.
Okay. The last situation is the bike lane. So, what do you say the students can do in situations where we are careful, we stop a bike and we climb the bike, and the people are not careful, the bike men themselves are not careful? How do you go about that?
It's your responsibility to ensure that the person that you have entrusted your safety to carries it out to the last letter. If you stop a bike man 2 minutes into the journey and you see that he's becoming reckless, you have every right to stop him and tell him you're not interested in him, because you have to control it. If you do not control it, by the time you keep quiet, you've given consent to reckless driving. You sit down on a bike and somebody is breaking traffic rules. It is your point now to draw his attention to the fact that he should not overtake on the right side. If somebody is trying to overspeed at a bending corner, you have every right to draw his attention. When you do that, you are contributing to the development of society by reducing accidents, by being an active member of society, and you are contributing to reducing that accident. So the students of people have a lot of responsibility to also educate the bike men too. And it is not out of place if the student union government will do a sensitization workshop, call the bike men, come and talk to them as well. They're part of the community. So there's a lot of room for engagement and a lot of room for interaction, a lot of room for improvement.
This has been very insightful. Thank you for your time.
All right, viewers, I still remain Effiong Gabriel, and I'll be talking to a student of Akwa Ibom State University to get our reactions and our opinion on the issues of bike accidents in Abak and Obiokpa as a community. You know, the reoccurrences of these bike accidents. We'll be talking with her to get her opinion, to also get an insight on how these accidents can be coped. Yeah. All right. I'm here with the students of Akwa Ibom State University. My name is Effiong Gabriel. What's your name, please?
My name is Basi Peace MM.
Okay, Peace. What will you say? What are your thoughts regarding bike accidents in Obiokpa and Abak as a community?
Okay, so yeah, what I think about bikers in Obiokpa, like Akwa Ibom State University, although I've not really had like a personal experience regarding accidents, but the little I've seen is that bikers in Akwa Ibom State University, they are very rude and nonchalant. Sometimes when they even carry students, all they care about is the money. They don't even care about the road safety measures. And then please, my advice for students is that if you can trek at night, please do, because at night bikes are really very, very dangerous here, because that's when they'll like be driving so reckless and all of that.
So are you saying that the major fault of why these accidents reoccur most times, it's from the recklessness of the bike men and the fact that they do not obey traffic laws? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, from my experience, I think the constant recurrence of accidents in Obiokpa is as a result of reckless drivers, like the bikers.
Okay, you mentioned something about them being being so focused on how to get their money. They don't even care about the safety of students. So are you saying that it's just money that they care about? They don't actually care about the safety, the road, on how the road. They just want to make their money. Is that what you're saying?
From my experience, so that's what I've seen so far. They just want to make their money. They don't even care about the road safety measures. All they care about is money. It's as even bad as, they will even ask you, are you with change? All those kinds of things. It might even resort to arguments. So they don't really care about students. All they care about is what they want to earn, and then drop you, pick another person. That's what they really care about.
Okay. What do you think students should do? What are the safety measures that students or people who bought these bikes should do, to not be a victim of these bike accidents, or being a victim of these reckless drivers?
Okay, so if there's anything I'll advise students to do, to not be involved in too much accident, is negotiate. Because sometimes I've had this experience that I entered the bike and then we not really negotiate price, and then it had to resort to so many things like arguments, which if you are still on the bike might lead to accidents. So I feel one of the things you need to do is negotiate, communicate with the bike, and then you guys should have agreements regarding what you'll be paying, where it's going to drop you, and all of that. And also for students, on your own part, my advice is that you should do away with headphones, earpiece while walking on the road because it's also cause accidents.
All right, thank you very much. We have heard from Basi PCMM. She has shared her experiences and the measures that she thinks students should take in order to avoid this accident. Thank you very much, Peace.
You're welcome.
Hello viewers, my name is Isaac Eniten Tabasi and I'm here to have an interview with a bike accident survivor to share with us his experiences on what happened to him. Good afternoon, sir. Please, what's your name?
I'm Right Honorable Jerry by name.
So, as a victim of a bike accident, can you share with us your experiences of what it was like for you?
Okay, actually, accidents are unseen and unplanned events which happens without our expectation or without informing us. And it happened on my way to Ikomima. I was heading to Ikomima at about 7 a.m. in the morning to get something. And on my way to that place, the bike I use directly from Obiokpa campus, because I'm a student here, as I was approaching Ikomima, there was a long vehicle in front of us. And as I was approaching, the bike lost control and could not stop. So we were heading towards the vehicle. And since the driver was unable to control the vehicle, we got in contact with the vehicle that was in front of us. And in the process, I fell off the bike and got some bruises and injury on my way. And it was really painful. If not the help of some medical practitioners on that very day, I don't know how it would have been, because my trouser got torn. Though it was a very strong trouser, it got torn and I got some bruises and injury on my body, which was not really a nice experience, I must say. It wasn't really a nice one because I never expected it, and it took some money. It cost some expenses on me as a student. So you should understand what it means as a student having, at that very point in time, a very early morning. So you can just imagine how frustrating the rest of the day will be. So that was actually my experience on that way.
So, thank you very much. Can you share with us how you were able to overcome the painful experience and the emotional trauma afterwards?
Okay, in response to the situation of the trauma and the emotions that were attached to it on that very day, as I lifted myself from the ground and the bike man trying to lift himself also because his bike suffered some distant casualties on the road. He got damages and the rest of it. First aid were actually given to me by Good News Medical, in which I had to use to assist myself until I got to a proper place whereby they had to attend to me and give me some drugs in which I take, which relieved the pains. Though the trauma wasn't much because of the friends I had around and my neighbors who watched over me during that process. That was how I came.
So thank you very much for that, and I hope that you never get to experience that kind of trauma and emotional pains again, and I also hope my viewers out there will also be able to stay safe. Thank you for participating in this.
Hello viewers, my name is Rosemary Sunday, a student of Mass Communication Department at Akwa Ibom State University, and I'm here with a health practitioner, Mr. Kenneth. So Mr. Kenneth, as with your experience as a health practitioner, how often do you get victims of bike accidents to administer treatment to?
All right, thank you so much, and welcome to our office, Good News Medical. As a medical practitioner, vehicle accidents have been a daily occurrence in this environment, especially in the night. So it's a day-to-day activities. We see it on a daily basis. So I must attest to it.
Okay, sir. So with the continuous occurrence of these bike accidents, who do you think is at fault in most cases of these bike accidents? Is it the students or the bike men?
Actually, when it comes to accidents, it's like two sides of same coin which cannot be separated. In terms of students and the cyclists, most often the students are always in haste, either to meet up with one lecture or the other. Then the bike man will be firing the bike in order to meet up with the time. So sometimes it could be as a result of a hard drug these cyclists use. Because some of those cases reported here, sometimes we cannot even administer tablets or injection directly to the victim due to the fact some of them are highly drunk. Sometimes you have to tranquilize the alcoholic they took before we could administer drug. Sometimes it could be as a result of a lack of a speed bump in this road that leads to school. They're supposed to have like a speed bump, which any cyclist using this road, in as much as they approach a speed bump, you'll be able to brake the bike, which will enable safety. So the thing they walk is in between the students and the cyclists. So as a student, they say life is first. You have to consider your life first, not your lecture. If you have lecture by 6 or by 4, sorry, or let's say you have lecture by 7 a.m., as a student, you need to prepare on time, not a kind of a pushing bike into running like running hectare to meet up with your lecture. And on the side of cyclists, I think it will be necessary if there will be a wide orientation, because most of them they indulge in different hard drugs like TM, India hemp. They drink all manner of alcoholic, which is not good in their health. Once after smoking and drinking, they'll mount on bike, they'll be driving like a madman. All these things have contributed in incessant accidents that happen along this campus, and it is really alarming, and it's called for both school and guidance to put their head together to know how to curb this daily menace that is ravaging the school environment.
Okay, sir. So, like, what do you feel? What do you think should be done to curb the occurrence of these bike accidents in Obiokpa?
Actually, I've even briefed you on that, but let's just take it line by line. First time, before they hand over a motorcycle to someone, they have to assess the person very well, whether it's someone that is addicted with drugs or alcoholic. These are the first thing, and this could be done through the chief and the people that is pioneering the university. I think they have security in the school who can oversee this. They will assess the person, not whenever anybody that can come from anywhere. There are some bikemen you see, they even look tattered like a madman, and they are still a bikeman. Something like that need to look into. If they can assess the person before handing a motorcycle to him, to cyclists, I think it will be a good one. Another one is this speed bump. The school authority, I think if they write to state government, they will help them to put speed bump along all this road within the school premises. This will help in a very big way. Another one that will also help to alleviate this incessant accidents is this street lights. If they can put street lights along all this road, because most of them, there are some people that are still using all these analog lights. Once they come across other bike that are using all these halogen lights, they won't be able to see. But if they will be able to mount all these street lights, it will also curb this accident that is happening every day. So another thing I think it will be of use is why orientation to students. You have to save your life first before someone else save your life. When somebody is firing the bike using overspeed, you have to caution the person, because they say life first before every other thing. So they should stop being in haste every day, because most often when they come here, the bike will be the bikeman will be laying blame on the students, while the students is laying blame on this thing. So if they will give them orientation what life is all about, I think all this thing will minimize.
So thank you, sir, for sharing your experience and also telling us how to curb the occurrence of bike accidents. Thank you, sir. With the revelation so far, we now understand and know the insight of the causes of these bike accidents and how it can be mitigated. Every journey is supposed to end successfully without injuries. and everyone has the responsibilities to play on the road, both the bike riders and the road users. So with this documentary, we expect everyone to be conscious on how they use the road and also prioritize their safety first, because every ride has a choice and every choice has the consequences. So with courage, commitment and compassion, we can make the road safer for everyone. Thank you.